Hi, welcome to the Carrier Update with Zach Strickland. This is brought to you by PowerFleet. Zach, what's going on, my friend?
Yeah, it's like we said earlier, tender rejection rates for of the big three modes here pulled up. We got van sitting relatively stable at about 23.4%, still extremely tight, historically speaking. Close to 1 out of every 4 loads getting rejected at this point still. The reefer rejection index sliding downward. We've got a little bit more of a trend down here. And then the flatbed, of course, going the other direction. It's trending up. So the flatbed sector, much more dependent on that industrial economy.
And it's going up, right? And the economy's and that's doing well. It's also produce season.
Produce season, produce season. There is some produce moving on.
I mean, it's still moving, right?
And that's what's crazy about this reefer rejection rate, because it's, we've got the peak right around 50%, up in March, right after that winter weather event, really drove the market into chaos yet again. And then, but I think that a lot of this is just contracts getting renegotiated at a much higher level at this point, because it's, 50% very unsustainable.
I mean, you see things like we're talking about Home Depot, right?
Yeah.
They go and rent their own ship, lease a ship, right?
Right.
I think shippers all across the board, when Home Depot makes a move like that, right? And FedEx says, hey, you know what, 1,400 shippers? Sorry, we're not picking up your freight tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
I think shippers say, okay, wait a minute. Maybe we need to renegotiate some contracts and make sure we got capacity.
They're going to go spend
there you
some
go.
money.
Yeah. They're going to. So you've got kind of that relief on pricing and contract pricing, which is causing rejections to go down a little bit in reefer, right?
Exactly. So let's take a look at the next item on the agenda here. That would be the outbound tender volume index. Demand remains stable at a high level. I mean, you're talking about Memorial Day right there. You got the little trough. It's the blue line. We still haven't gone back down to where we were before the winter weather event in Texas. And if you look at the previous years, we are still well beyond where we were in the previous years in terms of overall demand, historically speaking. So a lot of pressure on these carriers to, still, even with these rate increases that are coming in, networks are still having trouble getting to where they need to be. A lot of that capacity not online just yet. And it doesn't look like this is slowing. I mean, this is a very weird time. I don't think, we kind of have adjusted to the weirdness of it to an extent, but when is this going to come back down? When is it going to start to trail off?
Where we're at right now, and I mean, there's a lot of things that are changing, right? I mean, Yanchin shuts down for all intents and purposes, right? There's cats and dogs living together, all that kind of crazy stuff. We've been through it ad nauseum, right? All these crazy things that are happening. But you don't expect this volume to go up like it did last year, because we know what that was, right?
Exactly.
So this, given where we're at, should kind of follow a more seasonal thing. So you would think it comes over here and things are, it was not going to come down necessarily to here.
No.
But it's going to eventually meet up here and not be
We're going to trail. We're not expecting some huge bump in the index.
The percent year-over-year comparison should start to shrink.
Yeah. So let's check out the map and see where in the country we're seeing some changes right now. We've got the West Coast in blue there. This is a month-over-month change in tender rejection rate. Here's our regions. The Northwest showing the biggest decrease right now. The Midwest showing the second largest decrease in tender rejection rates. Southeast, Mountain Prairie regions, very stable. I don't want to call it stable, but steady at their existing levels. And let's look at the actual values on the chart next with the tender rejection rates.
See what we're really talking about.
This is what's hidden in the map. Is this trend? Is the West Coast is actually one of the lowest rejected areas, but right now we're starting to see that trend higher month over month. You can see this is the period that it's comparing it to. So it's still 18.7% overall. These other areas actually higher than the West Coast still. So it's not like we're seeing some dramatic, change in the way that people are handling the Southeast. It's still up around 30% rejection rate.
Yeah, but not good out in Ontario and LAX, but for shippers, et cetera, as that climbs back up into the 1 and 4 load area. 1 and 5, 1 and 4, crazy. Thank you so much, Zach.